Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. Yesterday was Columbus Day. We did, nevertheless, some UN coverage, but it was a federal holiday here at the courts, even in New York State Court. So we began. Friday, Luigi Mangione filed a motion to dismiss a couple of counts, but also to suppress the statements made in the McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. We not only covered it, but also did a song. Okay, now, starting today, a new trial in the SDNY that we're going to be covering closely. It's U.S. versus Pereire-Bueno, the two brothers, et al. There would be two brothers, Anton and James. They're accused of manipulating the Ethereum blockchain to steal $25 million in 12 seconds. That's more than $2 million a second. The question is, was it illegal? Their parents are in the gallery behind them. They were there all last week. We covered all the final pretrial conferences. And today, jury selection, and it begins. We're going to be doing it in some detail, and there may be a project coming out of it, as there definitely now is a project coming out of the concluding this week, I believe, Sudan trial. At least the closing arguments are on Thursday. And there may be a verdict on Friday, or it'll go into next week. That trial concerns a previous genocide in Sudan, absolutely vicious. We're now covering it because I went to Sudan. I went to Darfur twice with the Security Council, and they got booed because they absolutely failed. And the UN is failing now. Let's cut to the book will come over the trial and BNP's many bad acts, including on Rwanda, including on oil for food. But the current Sudan situation is absolutely atrocious, in which the United Arab Emirates is supporting the RSF, the rejuvenated Janjaweed, now with drones, killing Christians in churches, 60 at a time, and the UN, very little response, very little action. You know why? Because the UAE has corrupted Antonio Guterres, hosting him, feting him, funding him. The UN's highest court, the UN and justice, they seek immunity in every court, but their highest court also turned down the case against the UAE funding that. Although they make findings in cases just the same, in any event, that project is coming. LLDM, La Luz del Mundo, yes, on Friday, a motion for a protective order, because these guys are going to go after the victims, apparently. They also don't want them watching some of the nasty videos they filmed while in the MDC. We're covering that case. I don't know if it'll go to trial, but we are covering it closely. We're also in state court covering, probably concluding this week, the case against Gianluca Bordone for the killing, the death of Rocco Rodin in front of live acts on Lafayette Street. You can see it. It's a sad case. It's much more like nitty-gritty than the federal cases, but we've been covering it and we'll continue to cover it. PNC, we're seeking under FOIA, but also pretty much opposing PNC First Bank. But what I can say is that there's a legal angle. Class action against PNC, mid-application, for a data breach affecting 74,000 customers. Of course, there's also unfair lending and FOIA shenanigans by particularly the OCC. All right, finally, the UN. We have a scoop. We had so many scoops over the week, and we covered Guterres going to Sharm el Sheikh. We covered Guterres having met with some of the guess the guy's name? Ayman Odeh, no readout. But we have a scoop about the cuts that the UN is implementing are all directed at lower level UN staff. 97% of USGs are staying in place. And this week, tomorrow, Jean-Pierre Lacroix, absolutely complicit in censorship, the head of UN peacekeeping, the sixth Frenchman in a row in such a job, will be appearing in South Sudan. We've written a kind of precursor, and what people are feeling there is their pastor preaches about Gaza. You should check that one out, Pastor Leda. But Lacroix will be in Juba, and we'll have the reports, because we have the sources, unlike the people that sit in the UN. Did you know that Ayman Odeh wrote an op-ed about the... Oh, not Ayman Odeh. That's another story. There's a UN official in Mali, in MINUSMA, that's demanded that an article be taken down because they are supposedly a private person. But they wrote an op-ed for a pro-UN publication. And in any event, they're taking public money. They're not a private person. And we asked the spokesman, Stefan Dujarric, before we published the article. So we're against censorship here and abroad. Inner City Press, we're going in. To be continued.